with our daytime exclusive conversation with April Simpkins, mother of former Miss USA Cheslie Kryst, who tragically passed away after a long struggle with mental health. And during her time, Cheslie wrote about many things, but also the anxiety of 30 and this so-called burden of 30. I've read so many articles about how parents and folks around people going through this can help and support. You talked about before the commercial break, you have a 27-year-old.
I do.
What have you learned from the experience with Cheslie that you pass on to not only your child, but other people?
The message I pass on truly is to monitor the inner voice. Because for some who are pushing 30, it's that inner voice that is the loudest, that is telling them, based on whatever information they've gathered, that you're not where you should be. And so I think helping him to maintain an inner voice that congratulates him for where he is and supports the decisions he's making.
Yeah.
And removes expectations that anyone outside may put on him. This is your life. This is your one life. You live that life according to the way you want to.
I love that. I love that because it is. I mean, listen, we know that social media has its ills, it has its benefits as well. And, you know, they call it doom scrolling, when you're just sitting there looking through someone's life and you're measuring yourself. I have a niece, and I love when they always say to me, everybody is doing. I'm like, well, no, everybody's not. You know, there are people on social media for sure.
Right.
But everybody's not in Cabo. Everybody's not in Cancun. Everybody doesn't have it all together. And that's what they start to measure themselves by. I know that you've talked about one of the tools to help in moments of grief is to refrain from starting sentences with the phrases, I wish, or asking questions like, why didn't she tell me? What did I miss? Or why did she do this? You refrain from that.
Absolutely.
But you lean in on gratitude because that's something that you shared with your child.
Yes. Starting
the morning with thinking of things to be grateful for.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I grew up without much. As a matter of fact, during part of my childhood, we lived below the poverty line. So as I moved into adulthood and acquired things, I've always been grateful for them. I live in a beautiful home. We have a washer and dryer in our home, and I can't tell you how grateful I am that I can go in my home and wash my clothes, and it never gets old.
But it's also, gratitude shouldn't be just when you're in your 40s and 50s. I mean, you should take, if you're 19, 20, take a moment of gratitude, because it doesn't start when you're older. Every day is something to be grateful for, no matter your age.
Absolutely. And so that is where I shift my focus. When I think of my daughter, I start sentences with, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the time we spent together.
And on her birthday, you are having a live social media celebration where you're inviting people to sing happy birthday.
Yes. Cheslie absolutely loved cupcakes, cookies, and Twizzlers. So we are going to celebrate. And I do hope people who join us will, you know, cheer with a cupcake or a Twizzler and sing happy birthday and remember the good things about her.
And I love that. I love that. And I should note that you've been a mental health advocate and founded the Cheslie C. Kryst Memorial Fund for Mental Health to honor her legacy and give hope to others. In the midst of processing everything, you have found a way to help other people. That's so beautiful. Thank you. We will be celebrating with you and being grateful for the shining light that you have in her. And it's such an honor because she sat in this same space. And you are here now continuing her story. It's beautiful. Thank you, April. Thank you so much. And the book is, by the time you read it, read this. It is in stores now. By the time you read this, and Tam Fam, you are all going home with a copy of the book.